Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we return today to the rather interesting mind of Jeff Wages. Jeff's puzzles are always absolute bangers. I don't see them very often, but whenever one comes up, I always look out for it because he has a remarkable ability to construct original and interesting puzzles. And I've read the rules of this one, and they are bizarre indeed. We've got a sort of three-colour problem. So we've got to shade some of the circles such that they're not next to the same colour. But we've also got the circles rule going on, where if you... Oh, but it's the circle rule only applies within colours. So if, for example, you wrote an 8 into this square, there would have to be 8 blue 8s. 8 blue circled 8s. I think that's how it works. It's called Roman Circus. And anyway, this is what we're going to be attempting in today's video. Do not worry. I will read the rules properly in a moment or two's time. I don't have much news for you today. A couple of things to mention. Firstly, only a couple of days left to get your entries in if you want to be in with a chance of winning this month's competition. The Paws Sudoku hunt is almost at an end. 20th of July is the closing date. Now that is still plenty of time, even if you have not started the puzzles yet. We specifically went for an easier puzzle hunt or easier Sudoku hunt for the month of July, knowing it was a holiday month. So you've still got time. Do check out the puzzles. The feedback we've been getting is tremendous, especially from those of you who are relatively new to variant Sudoku, who have been able to finish the hunt correctly. So do have a look at that and get your entries in a couple of days. Otherwise, I've got a birthday to do. Let me find the birthday. Aidan, you've turned 29 today, and I know this because your girlfriend Ken wrote to us. I think the two of you are up there in Cambridge, a city I keep meaning to go back to. I remember it fondly from university. And I understand you're both big fans, which is great to hear. Although you're not in Cambridge at the moment. Are you in the Peak District? Well, that is a very beautiful part of the world. I hope the tapas was good, which I think you're having this evening. And I will be interested to know, Aidan, whether Ken did bake you the white chocolate Percy pig cake you asked for. That is a most peculiar request. But it does sound like it might be quite nice. So Aidan, I hope you got all your birthday wishes. Many happy returns, my friend. Thank you for watching the channel. That said and done, let's just turn our attention to Sudoku solving. I will read you the rules of this one. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Using red, green, and blue, colour in all circles such that orthogonally adjacent circles are different colours, and the digit inside a circle the digit inside a circle appears that many times in circles of that colour. So I think what I said at the start was correct. If this was an 8, there have to be 8 blue circled 8s. Digits connected by an X or V sum to 10 or 5, respectively. Okay, so these two squares add up to 10, X being the Roman numeral for 10, of course. Those two squares sum up to 5, V being the Roman numeral for 5. Not every X or V is given. Okay, so it's perfectly possible, for example, for these two squares to sum to 5 and there be no V between them. We're just given some very specific positive information about certain dominoes. These sort of they're a bit like flowers, aren't they? That's rather a pretty thought. We've got some flowers in the grid. It's called Roman Circus. Oh, I suppose because of the Roman numerals. Okay, I've got that. We get a 5 given in the grid. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. I've got no idea how hard this is. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, do we count the I was going to say, do we count the circles? But is there as much point as usual in counting the circles? Because all I'm thinking is that normally in a circles puzzle, you count the circles and then you know you're heading towards, you have to put digits in the circles that sum to that number of circles. But here, No, here it's complicated. Here it's complicated because... Well, what I'm thinking is, if there was a 4 in a circle, let's say you put 4 in a red circle, that's saying you have to put 4 4s in red circles, but there could be another 4 in, say, a blue circle. And then you have four 4s in blue circles. And that hasn't used up all the 4s in the puzzle, because there are 9 4s in this puzzle. A knowledge bomb there. every row of this Sudoku contains a 4. So there are 9 4s. So you could have... Yeah, normally in a circles puzzle, of course, if you put a 4 in a circle, then you have to put 4 circles in 4s. But here you could actually have 8 circles in 4s. No, you could have 8 4s in circles. Anyway, let's count the number of circles and at least see what's going on. 6, 10, 15, 20. Oh, it's quite straightforward so far. 25, 30. Oh no, there's 6 there. 36, 41, 45. 45 circles. Now, there is a secret which seems to me to be potentially relevant here. It's something I tell only my very favourite people, but if you're watching this video, you're certainly one of my favourite people. The secret of Sudoku is that the digits 1 to 9 actually do sum up to 45. So the fact we have 45 circles suggests that... Well, it suggests that what I was worrying about before is perhaps not going to happen. In the sense that if we had 1 of each digit in circles, so say we had a green 9 in a circle, then there would be 9 green 9s. Then we could have 8 blue 8, 7 blue 7, 7 red 7s, etc. all the way through to 1, whatever colour 1 was, and that would fill all the circles. So perhaps what we have to do is to figure out why you can't repeat a digit in a circle. Maybe I've not understood the rules. Using red, green, colour the digit inside a circle appears that... I'm not sure I have misunderstood the rules. I think I just don't understand. Sorry, and what I'm looking at the moment is I'm looking at the geometry of the grid, because I'm thinking if there is a colour, if there is a 9 in a circle, then all the 9s in the puzzle must firstly be coloured, and they must all be the same coloured, mustn't they? Because there are only 9 9s in the puzzle. So then I was thinking, okay, maybe there's a row or a column or a box that doesn't have a 9 in. But actually, I mean, that box has only got 4 circles, that box has only got 4 circles, but almost every row and column seems to have more than 4 circles in it. So I don't think that's the... unless it's actually... it could be, couldn't it? Roman Circus. Maybe we are meant to just somehow use the numbers here. I don't really... Okay, let's try that. I'll try that for a moment or two at least. Anything that's connected by a V is either going to be a 1-4 or a 2-3 pair. Yeah, that didn't work, did it? I was wondering whether we were going to get 4 in a row in any... Then at least we'd know we've got a quadruple, but we haven't. And these X's here are all connected to low digits, and so they've all got to be from 6, 7, 8 and 9. Oh, it's not. Maybe it's 5. But we could put 5 in a circle. No, sorry, it's not 5. I was suddenly thought maybe it's 5 because you can't put 5 on a V or an X domino. I mean, it does mean 5 is relatively restricted in box 6 and I suppose box 8. No, okay, I don't like that idea. And these two are both green, so everything connected with these green flower middles has to not be green. But this is the weird thing about this, is I don't really see how you do anything with the colouring. Sorry, I haven't cottoned on to what is going on in this at all yet. I can see these 3 digits are different because they're in the same box of the Sudoku. So I can see those squares. Let me just make those yellow for a moment. They are going to have to be assigned a colour at some stage, but just to focus in on those yellow cells, they're all in the same box of the Sudoku, so they are all different. Now that means that the flower middles, these 3 flower middles, are all different. Which is probably doing something, but again I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm being incredibly slow here, aren't I? Those. Right. Right, okay, I'm going to go slightly further than I've just gone when I'm talking about the yellows. I said these are actually, these two, the green ones specifically, are different flavours of 5 pairs. What do I mean by that? Well, let's imagine these were both 3s for a moment. Well, they're definitely not both 3s because that's going to break, both of these would be 7s. Okay, now let's change tack and say, what if they were from the same pair that add up to 5? Well, that doesn't work either, does it? Because then this digit's going to be a 2 on this V, and this digit's going to be a 3 on this V, and we're going to have too many 2s and 3s in this row. So actually, I almost want to do away with the green shading and just say that these are from different. Okay, let's try this, because I'm going to say whatever flavour of this is of 5 pairing, let's look at those 2 squares as a unit. This unit of 5 pairing is different, definitely. Now, this purple pairing sees that square. So how could, imagine this was a 2-3 pair. This can't be a 2-3 pair, can it? Neither could this be a 2-3 pair. So actually, this 5 pairing is the same as this 5 pairing. But, so now, okay, now we're actually going to get some equivalences between digits, because we know those 2 digits are not the same number. But they do come from the same pairing of 5. So imagine this was a 2, this would have to be a 3. If this is a 1, this would have to be a 4. They can't be the same because then these digits would be the same on the X dominoes. Now, the other thing I'm now noticing is that this pairing here is also purple, isn't it? Because it sees this one. But it's a bit different actually, because then there's a V going into box 5 here versus an X going into box 5 here, so we don't know whether these digits here could be the same. Right, so what does that mean? Right. I've got something here. Oh, right, okay. Okay, here is a rather beautiful point. I'm now going to allege that... I'm not sure how far this is going, okay, but I've got one thing. Right, this digit here, I'm going to claim it's not a 1. Because if it was a 1, these two squares are both 9s, aren't they? And they are circled 9s. But by Sudoku, that would be a 9 in the puzzle. Because if these are both 9, that's a 9. And it's uncircled. But at the moment we circle 1 9, all the 9s have to be circled. So you couldn't have an uncircled 9, so that can't be a 1. And I think that looks symmetrical with this square. If this is a 1, those are 9s, that's an uncircled 9. So I don't like that. So these two... Now the problem is that doesn't mean that these aren't... Well, hang on, we know they're different. Oh, now it's going to get really complicated. Now I might have to... I'm wondering whether I have to abandon my... Well, hang on. Just slow down, Simon. Right, if you take 1 out of these squares, what do? You take 4 out of those squares. You take 4 out of these squares. You take 9 out of these squares. You take 9 out of these squares. That's one thing you do. But if you don't mind, I'm just going to get rid of the colouring here because I want to think about this. Because if that's... But I know, yeah, hang on. I know these are from the same... of course. I know these are from the same flavouring. Let me go back. That's exactly what the yellow was saying. These are from the same flavour. That's beautiful. Jeff Wages, that's brilliant. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't put 2 and 3 together and get 5. I got a good deduction and then didn't immediately link it to the next obvious deduction, which I should have done. But now I have. Okay, if neither of these can be a 1, these can't be a 1-4 pair. Because remember, these are from the same flavour of 5 domino. So actually, these are now a 2-3. That's what these digits are. These digits are just 2-3. And they must connect to 2-3. They must not connect to 6. These must not connect to 6. This must... So we get all sorts of things going on there. But perhaps more entertainingly or relevantly, now these, which are the other flavour of 5 domino, have to be 1s and 4s. But we don't know whether these are different, do we? We know that's not 7 or 8 now. We know that's not 7 or 8. We know that's also 1 or 4. We know that's not 7 or 8. That's not 7 or 8. That's... Right, okay, so we get that. I mean, the big game in town seems to me to be, can we prove that there is a 9, a circled 9 in the puzzle? But if that's... Oh, I see, it doesn't work the same way. Because this V, because there's a V joining this and an X joining this, imagine they were 2 9s. The 9 is therefore circled, but the point is that couldn't be 9 then, because it would be uncircled, but that could be. And that would mean these two digits were the same digit. They both have to be 1. These would be 4. Bobbins! Bobbins, that might work. Yeah, okay, this digit we know is the same digit, because imagine that's a 2. These are both 8. That has to go there, so that is a 7 or an 8. And the same must apply presumably there. That's a 7 or an 8. But if this... If either of these is a 1, if either of these is a 1, then we are going to generate a 9 in a circle. And then, so if either of these are 1, they're both 1. Because it's the same logic, isn't it? If, oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, actually. If that's a 1, and those are double 9, then one of these is a 9. That would have to be a 9. Yeah, no, they are. Yeah, no, it is the same. It is the same because I have to have it. If this is a 1, I need all, because I get a circled 9, I must have a circled 9 in box 5, and it would have to be here, which would make this a 1. And if this is 1, that's double 9. And that couldn't be a 9, an uncircled 9, so that would be a 9. So if either of these is 1, they're both 1. Which means if one of them is 4, they must both be 4. But if they're... Oh, I've done it. Oh, that's lovely. Oh my goodness, right. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, so we've just worked out if either of these is 1, they're both 1. So that means the only way that one of these is a 4 is if they're both 4. Well, they're not both 4 for a beautiful reason, which is that I get 4 circled 1s in the puzzle. How can I have 4 circled 1s with only 3 colours available? A 1 in a circle is saying there's only one 1 of that colour in a circle, so I can only have 3 1s in circles. I can't have 4 1s. So there are. So these are both 1s. There we go. Now these are both 4s. These are both 4s. These are both 9s. These are both 9s. So 9 is now always circled wherever it appears in the puzzle. Yeah. Okay. How do I possibly put a circled 9 there? There is a 9 somewhere in box 8. We now know it's circled. Where does it go? By Sudoku, it goes there. One of those must be a circled 9. Ah, where's the circled 9 in box 2? It's there. There is now a circled 9 in one of those 2 squares. Oh, bobbins, is this going to just... We also know, okay, here's another beautiful point, which I now know, all the 9s I get in the puzzle are red. Because they can't be green, because if they were green, then we'd have 2 green cells next to each other, and if they were blue, we'd have 2 blue cells next to each other. So 9, wherever it appears, is a red digit. This is spectacular. I'm going to make that entirely red because otherwise it doesn't look right. Oh, well, still doesn't look right. I'll make that entirely green. I'll make that, sorry, blue. I'll make those entirely green. There we go. So we could probably do something with 7s and 8s now is what I'm wondering about. But let me just think about this. So one of these is red. One of these is red. 4. I've got... Well, I was going to say I've got 4 circled 4s, and can we do something with those? But they can all be red, just very simply. I don't think that breaks the rules of the puzzle. What? 4 is that? Oh, I've now got 5 circled 4s. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so something's gone wrong. Or something's got complicated. Hang on. I need to think about this. Because look, I think 4 by Sudoku is circled up here. So I've definitely got at least 5 circled 4s, which means I must have 8 circled 4s in 2 different colours. But if I've got 8 circled 4s, but I've only got 45 circles, what's going on? So then I mustn't have... Oh, what's going on? So it's something to do with 6s and 5s now. Because I have got circled 7s and 8s. So either 6 or 5 is not circled, or both. Although both probably can't work. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But can't I... Okay, I'm going to change tack actually, because I can see something very obvious. Well, it's not obvious, but I can see something, which is that either this one or this one is 2. Because these digits... Well, let's do it easily. One of these digits is an 8. So there is a circled 8 in the puzzle. Now, because let's say this was an 8, then we know this is an 8 as well, which means this is an 8, which means it's an uncircled 8. And obviously, if these were both 8s, that's an uncircled 8. Well, there is only one uncircled 8 in the puzzle. So there must be a circled 8 in every single... why is he saying... Okay, sorry, I've just got a text I don't understand. So there must be a circled 8 in every box that is not in these boxes. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting texted. Now, and the circled 8 is going to be the same colour all the way through the puzzle. The circled 8... No, I don't think I know what colour it is. I'm not going to know what colour it is until we know which of these is 8. Seems more if both of those are 8, because that's an 8 by Sudoku, then that would be a circled 8. That would be a circled 8. It gets really constrained, actually. In fact, it gets really constrained. That would be a circled 8. That would be a circled 8. And that would be... Oh, that's rotten. I think that works. How annoying. Yeah, so just to explain what I was thinking about there. I was thinking, if these were 8s, I could see it had quite a big effect on box 1. But I think the effect is actually precisely beautiful, which makes me wonder these are probably 8s, because I think I can just plot all the 8s into the puzzle. I don't think I've got to repeat it. You can see I've got 8 circled 8s there and 1 uncircled 8. So let's try it the other way round. If those are 8s, that's 8. I don't think this is going to be as constrained. Oh, although interest... Oh, no, no, this is better. This doesn't work. Right. That's weird. Okay, so let's imagine these are 8s. Now this becomes the uncircled 8 in the puzzle. But if this is... We must put a circled 8 in box 3. Where does it go? Don't know. But it's definitely in one of those, isn't it? So it's not here. And now that becomes an 8. But now that becomes an 8. And now I've got 2 circled 8s in the same row, which can't work. So actually it's the other way. Let's make sure we don't. So these are 8s now. That's an 8. Actually, what I should have done is to go back. That's got to be 3. So these are 2. That's got to be 2, and these are 3. That's got to be 7. We probably want to think about 7. That's a circled 8, because this is the only uncircled 8. That's 8. That's 8. That's 8. This is so beautiful. It's so ridiculously clever, this puzzle. Now, can we get the colour of 8? 8 is not green. And 8 is not red, because it would be... So 8 is blue. 8 is blue. There we go. It hasn't broken anything, has it? I don't think it has. So 7. Oh, look, 7. Well, that's not circled, so I can't... Oh, I was about to say 7 has to be green. It probably does have to be green. 7 is not red. Is there anywhere that 7 is circled and touching? No, because we've only got 3 7s. We've got to get more 7s into the grid. Okay, so can we get more 7s? We can get 7s by noting that 7 is... We have to have 7 circled 7s, and we found 1 uncircled 7. Right. I know where the second uncircled 7 is. And that's in the top row somewhere, isn't it? Because if we look at what remains to be circled in boxes 1 and 3, they're all in the same row of the Sudoku. So if I want to put a circled 7 in here, I can't put a circled 7 in box 1. And if I want to put a circled 7 in here, I can't put a 7 in box 3. Circled 7 in box 3. So one of these boxes contains an uncircled 7. And that is the second uncircled 7 when combined with this little cell, which means every other box contains a circled 7, which means that is a circled 7. That is a circled 7. Wow, there's a 7-9 pair now out of absolutely nowhere that lives in these squares. There, where is the circled 7 here? It's got to be there. That's going to do it. So that's 7, that's 7, that seems to do 9s as well. 9s, we know, are always red. Ah, I've got a circled 7 next to blue, and I've got a circled 7 next to red. So circled 7s are definitely green. Oh, in fact, it's better than that. There's no I can't put circled 7 now in this box because of these 2 7s. So there's a 7 in one of those. I think it's going to be here, because I must put a circled 7 here in box 1. So that's a 7. I shouldn't give it a colour, should I? Yeah, I shouldn't give the ones that are not in circles colours. I don't know if I've disobeyed that in other places. Yeah, that 8 shouldn't have a colour because it's not circled, so I can't view it as affecting the logic. But I don't think I did with the 7s and the 8s. Oh, that square's red. It's between green and blue, so it must be red. And it's circled. No. Well, that square's blue. I don't know what it is, but it's blue. Because it's touching red and green. And in fact, look, now we know that the... Right. Right. No, I can't do that, can I? I was wondering if I could say that that had to be a 4. No. I think that could be a red 4. Because we know that there are 2 colours for 4s. In fact, maybe that's maybe 4 is unlikely to be blue. I know there is a red 4, but that could be a red 4. I know that these 2 can't be blue. I'm not sure what I can do with 4s. But how many circles have we got left to fill in? Ah, that's a 9. I just noticed by Sudoku. And filled it in. So that should be red, shouldn't it? And that square in the corner is green because it sees both colours. No, we don't know what that one is. We don't know what that one is. Okay, so how many... I've got 2 1s that are different colours. Right, so I've definitely got... Oh, so it's going to be 5 that's not in a circle, isn't it? Yeah, in fact, I can write 5 in there by Sudoku. In fact, yeah, hang on. How many boxes in this puzzle could contain a circled 5? I mean, this one can't. This one can't by Sudoku. This one can't by Sudoku. This one can't because it's reused them all up. This one can't. So there are 4 boxes maximum that can contain a circle 5. In fact, that one hasn't got a circle 5. There are 3 boxes maximum that could contain a circle 5. So there is no circle 5. It's impossible to put a circle 5 in this puzzle because you can't put 5 of them in. So 5 is not circled, which is why we're seeing 2 circled 4s and 2 circled 1s. Now, how do we get 6 circled 6s in? That is the next question, because we can't have a circled 6 in these 2. Now, which means we can have one more box that doesn't have a circled 6 in it. But in the top row, I've only got... okay, so one of these is going to have one of these is going to be... is forced to have an uncircled 6, because I've only got... in box 3 I've only got the top row available, and in box 1 I've only got the top row available. So every other box needs to have a circled 6, which means that will be a circled 6. That will be a circled 6. That will be a circled 6. Oh, no, it doesn't work. But now I haven't got enough digits left. Yeah, sorry, and what I'm seeing here is it was going quite nicely until I got to boxes 7 and 8, where I can't put 2 circled 6s into boxes 7 and 8. For exactly the same reason I can't put 2 circled 6s into boxes 1 and 3. So there are not 6 circled 6s now. So there are not 6 circled 6s and there are not 6 circled 5s. But that means I've got to use the other digits to make up the difference, because effectively I'm 11 short of my total now for circles, because I know for 45 circles I was thinking I was going to have 1, 9, 1, 8, 1, 7, 1, 6, 1, 5, etc. Now there's no 6 and no 5 in circles, so I need 11 more, but I can have an extra 4. Okay, so I need 7 more now from the other numbers. I can have an extra... In fact, I could have 2 extra 3s, couldn't I? So that would give me 6 more straight away. I hadn't thought of that, but because 3, there are 9 3s in the puzzle, I could actually have 3s of all 3 different colours. So that could be what's going on. Or I could have 6 circled 2s. In fact, I hadn't seen this, but I've definitely got at least 2 different colours of 2s, because I've got 3 circled 2s at the moment. I wonder actually if I'm just meant to do Sudoku. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous if that is true. But I can see I've got a 2, 6 pair there. What are these digits? They're 2, 3 and 6, aren't they? So this is a 1, 4 pair at the top there. 2, 3, 6. We know 6 is not circled, we worked that out. So that's 2 or 3. Oh, it's weird. It's weird. I thought we were about to finish the puzzle, and we're very much not, are we? Okay. 3 is in one of those 2 squares by Sudoku. Okay, here's some circle magic we can do. We know that square's blue, and now this square is green, so that's a green circle. And that's the 2 green circles. Oh, this is lovely. This is absolutely lovely. Yeah, because now I've got 2 green circles, so this can't be green, or it's a 3rd green circle. It's not red, so that's a blue circle. So I need to find another blue circle too somewhere, which actually looks like it might even just go straight in there, to be honest. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to look. I'm sorry if it's obvious. 1, 4, 5, 6. 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are in those squares. 1 is in those squares. 5, 6. Is it something to do with... I don't know. I'm not sure at all. We worked out 5 was not circled, didn't we? So 5, maybe I can plot 5s around the grid somehow. Yeah, okay, I can do that. So 5 in this box, it can't be circled, so it's in one of these 2. 5 in this box can't be circled, so it's in one of these 2, which means in row 1, where do I put the uncircled 5? There's only one place it can go, and that's there. Now this column needs 1 and 6 only, so they are a 1, 6 pair. This is red or green. Golly, I don't know where to look actually. It's not clear to me. 2s, 3s, and 6s. Is it something to do with 6 not being circled? I don't know. So I suppose in this box down here, both 5 and 6 are in these squares. Yeah, the fact is I'm a little bit unsure about how to do this. Is it going to be... Let's double click 4s for the start of. What can we do with 4s? There's a 4 in one of those squares I'm now seeing by Sudoku. There is a 4 in one of those 2. Can we have a green 4? Don't see why not. Ah, actually, hang on. Look, I've got a 4 in those 2 squares. And I've got a 4 in these 2 squares. So I need to put a 4 somewhere in row 3. It's going to have to be here. So I don't get a green 4 in the corner. Here's an interesting thought. That is an uncircled 4, but I know that I've got 2 colours of 4s to be circled. So this is the only uncircled 4, and that means that is not a 4. This is brilliant. This is a brilliant puzzle. I've had a green 1, so that can't be a 1 in this box, so that's a 1. That means that's a 6, apparently. That means that's a 1. So what are those digits? They are... Oh dear. Well, that's a 4. A blue 4. And that's a 1. But that 1 can't be the same colour as that 1. Oh, which it couldn't be anyway. So that's a red 1. Because it's not green and it's not blue. So now I've had all the 1s that can possibly be in circles. I don't know if that's going to matter, but we should try and bear that in mind. I have to circle every other 4. I have to circle every other 4, Simon. So that's got to be a 4. That's got to be a 4. Now, double click the 4s. Okay, I've placed all the 4s, and I should find 8 of them in circles. And the 2 colours of 4s are red and blue. So every 4 is red or blue. Well, that's got to be blue then. Every 4 is red or blue. I've got 2 blues at the moment. This red or blue, well, these can't be, they must both be red, because they can't be blue. So I've got 3 red 4s and 2 blue 4s. And three uncoloured 4s here, all of which seem to be able to be red or blue. Wow. Okay. All right, let's keep going. 1 is in one of those squares, which means 1 has to be, where are we putting 1 in row thingy, the technical term for row 8? And the answer is there, look. Which means these squares are now a 5, 6 pair. Which should mean that that's a 5 or a 6 by Sudoku. At some point we're going to have to audit and take stock of what on earth we've still got left to put in circles. Yeah, I suspect we're going to have to put quite a few 3s in circles. But I don't know for sure how we're going to do that yet. Is it going to be... I don't know. Oh, I suppose I can do that digit. That's not beyond the wit of man, is it? At least not beyond the wit of this man, just about. So these squares up here are 2, 3 and 6. But we know we can't put 6 in a circle, so that's a 2 or a 3. That's not a 2. Oh, we're chocolate teapotted, aren't we? So that's... Oh, but again, we can't put... Where does 6 go in the top row? It's got to go here, because it can't go in a circle. That unchocolate teapots ourselves. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, these squares are 5, 6 pair. Okay, what about this column? We haven't put 1 and 6 into those squares. And that is a 2, but it's not a green 2. So it's either a red 2 or a blue 2. Which isn't that the same as the 4 colours that we need? I think this is one of each colour. It's quite difficult to keep track of this, actually. I'm not sure whether I should be just focusing on Sudoku. Probably. These are 3, 5s and 6s. Well, yeah, or maybe it's just the idea you can't put 5 or 6 in a circle. So that digit, for example, has to be a 1, 2 or a 3, doesn't it? And it's not a 1, so it's a 2 or a 3 again. And now have we pencil marked every... That can't be a 5 I've just seen from this. 1, 2, 3, 6. That's 1, 2 or 6 by Sudoku. Yeah, we're going to have to do some sort of clever sum, I think. So we know there's no 6 and no 5. So we've got to make those up somehow. We know there's an extra 4. We know there's an extra 2, so that deals with the 6. So how do we deal with the missing 5? We're going to have to deal with that using an extra 3. That's for certain. Because otherwise we can't make up 5 in terms of smaller numbers if we don't use 3 as one of the numbers. But then we could either have, but we know we've got 2 extra 1s as well. So that's how it's going to work. We've got, yeah, we don't need 3 2s. We don't need an extra colour for all the 2s. So we need 2 more 2s, 2 more circled 2s. We've got 1 at the moment. So we need 1 more. That's a circled 2. Right, so that's blue, I think. I think that's blue. Because here is my logic. I need to somehow get these circles to add up to 45 with that, but I'm missing a 6 and a 5 for certain. And I know I've got 2 colours of 2s. And I know I've got 3 colours of 1s. So now I could put a third 2 if these were both 2 of the same colour. Or, for example, it wouldn't have to be the same colour because that one could be a different colour. But if I introduced another 2, then from the 1s I get 2 extras. From the 2s I get 2 extras once I've given a 2 to get the 6, if you see what I mean. I can't make 5 that way. I can't. You've got to do it very precisely. So just to go through it in my head once more, so everyone agrees, hopefully, or my brain agrees with myself. I think what we have to do here is go. There's an extra 4, and we can combine that either with the 2 extra 1s or the fact that there is definitely 2 colours of 2s. So let's do it with the 2s. Then we've got to deal with the 5, which means we're definitely going to have an extra 3. How are we going to get those extra 2 that we need? Now, we already know there's definitely 3 coloured 1s in here, so we can take those 2 1s and allocate those to the 5. And then we're going to need, there's nothing else we can now do. If we made the puzzle have 6 coloured 2s in it, we couldn't say only have 1 coloured 3 allocated to the 5, because we couldn't then there aren't enough 2s and 1s available to add up to the 3. So in this puzzle there are only 4 coloured 2s, and we have 3 of them. So that is the 4th one. That is blue, which I think means this is a red 4. And now I've got 4 red 4s. So every other 4 in the puzzle is blue. So those are both blue. And now I've got 4 blue 4s, which is what I should have. And now I've got all my... I think these have to both be 3s, because otherwise I've got too many 2s. And I ought to have 6 3s in circles. Now I don't know whether I do. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have got 6. That's good. And what are the colours of these? One of them is red, one of them is green. So these are all either red or green. Well, these have to both be red, which means everything else is green. These squares lose their ability to be 3. That becomes a 6 apparently, so that's a 6 and that's a 1, and that puts 2 in the corner. That's a 1, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 6. That's a 6 therefore. These squares are 2, 3 and 5, and that's not 3. That seems to have to be a 2 by Sudoku. That's a 5, that's a 6. That's doable, that's 3. This square here, what are these 2 squares? These are a 5, 6 pair. Oh please, I'm worried now. I'm worried I'm going to get... That's... it might still be okay. That's 5 apparently. That's 2. That's 3. That's 2. That's 6. That's 6. That's 5. Good grief. I think that's it. Have I coloured in every circle? I think so. That is a magnificent puzzle. It's correct. Wow. That is an absolute banger. I don't think that's very easy. I'm not sure. I don't know whether I've made a ricket in terms of the early thing. Maybe I should have cottoned on to the earlier thinking more quickly. I certainly didn't understand it for quite a while, but the whole idea, I think, is that these have to be different, and then you could sort of work back from the 9s as to how it worked with these 2 flowers, which is sensationally clever. And then the way that you could build up the picture of how you had to add up to 45 using circles of different colours. That's a magnificent puzzle, Jeff. Honestly, Honestly, I appreciate it anyway. I think that is brilliant. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.